this makes it just interesting.
Hooking up people's cars, you never know what they're going to come out and do.
It's pretty damn risky.
Tow truck drivers and repo men are a very special breed, especially here in Texas. They work in rough neighborhoods and they are always ready for a fight. But Jerry Humphrey could have never prepared for the way he was murdered. Our victim, Jerry, he was a pretty tough guy, and he's, 5'9", 245, he's a big guy. So how does somebody like that end up being shot in the back of the head in his own bed? Jerry worked nights and slept during the day. On the afternoon of December the 22nd, 2003, when his wife and young daughters were not at home, someone snuck in his house and shot him 3 times in the back of the head. There were no signs of forced entry, and there was no sign of any struggle.
3 shots to the head? That's somebody, in my opinion, that knows our victim. And that's why he's got to shoot him so many times, is because he knows he's rough and tough. There's no stranger on this deal. There were no viable fingerprints or DNA left at the scene. So we're going to have to solve this case the old-fashioned way by talking to witnesses. But that's the challenge. Because many in this town are so afraid of whoever they think might have killed Jerry, they won't even talk about it. That whole record driver community, they all know each other. They all know the secrets. And what I'm hoping is time is going to help us on this. That those old alliances have broken down.
Yep.
It's going to be tough.
Feel like home?
It does.
Good morning.
Hello, hello.
Welcome.
I'm Abby.
Richard Ramirez.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing? How you doing? Michael Ramirez.
Michael, nice to meet you, sir.
So tell Abby about your connection to the case.
In 2003, I was a detective. Well, you know, as a detective, you have your career case. This is my career case. We just always needed that little push. And so we're excited to have y'all here.
All right, we'll follow you guys.
Come on in. This was my final uncleared homicide case, and it's always great to have another set of eyes and ears to look at cases like this, because details can be picked up. 17 years, Jerry's sister, Rita. She's consistently called to check what's going on with this case. She gave me this photograph at the very beginning, and it's a picture of Jerry and his 2 girls. This picture stayed taped right next to my computer. It is important to me that this case be cleared for these 2 girls.
Do we have a copy of that picture, Jerry,
Yes,
we can put up on the board? Nice. All right. Jerry Humphrey. Jerry was how old when this happened? 40 years old. Pretty young.
He was born in San Antonio area. Came out here sometime after that with his family.
Jerry Humphrey was, to me, a typical Texas boy. He liked the outdoors. He liked a rodeo. He loved his children. He loved his wife. And he's like a lot of guys that I grew up with.
His family, they're all kind of in the repo business, so it was natural for Jerry to kind of be in that business as well, and him and his wife, Jody.
Is this Jody?
That is Jody.
So Jerry was working with all his in-laws and his wife.
Yes.
When Jerry and his wife Jody started their towing company in 2001, they enlisted Jody's parents, who lived right across the street from them, to help with the business. Jody's mom, Jan, worked in the office with her, and her dad, JD, was a part-time driver. It was a family business, and their business was booming. Back in 2003, when this happened, walk us through the beginning.
The victim's father-in-law is the one that actually had called us. He'd gone over to wake Jerry up to come to work. That's when he found him non-responsive. So we get there, and it was Christmas time. There was a Christmas tree up. There was some gifts under the tree. You walk back to the back of the house is the bedroom that Jerry slept in. When I first walked in, it just looked like he was asleep in bed.
Jerry's autopsy revealed that he had been shot 3 times in the back of the head with a .357 or .38 revolver at close range. For a guy that you'd expect to sleep with one eye open, Jerry never knew what hit him.
But the only person that was there when I got to the scene was JD, which is the father-in-law. He called his wife and told her to tell Jody, you need to get to the house. Something's happened here.
Does Jody come to the house?
Yes.
And how's she acting?
Maybe a little shaken. She was like hyperventilating. She gave us consent to search so we could process the scene. There was no forced entry, but it was also reported to us they frequently left the door unlocked. In fact, Jerry's truck was parked in the front of the house, unlocked, keys were in the floorboard. When we did a search of Jerry's truck, we found no weapons, even though people reported to us that there's supposed to be guns inside of that truck. One of the guns was reported to be a .38 caliber.
The missing firearms from Jerry's truck raised the possibility that he might have been shot with his own gun. And if Jerry's killer knew where to access his guns and his odd sleeping schedule, it suggests they knew him pretty well. And with married victims, you always start your investigation with the spouse.
Let's start with Jody first. They've been married for how long?
About 10 years at the time.
Do we know anything about domestic abuse?
Yes,
Right.
that was present. She was being abused.
Witnesses say that Jerry and Jody had a pretty strained marriage, and some people say that Jody had even accused Jerry of abuse. Jody never filed a police report, but she told people that some of her bruises came from Jerry.
Jerry makes the comment to a family member that, I'm worth more dead than alive. If something happens to me, she'll be well off. During the investigation, when Chief Ramirez asked her about his life insurance, she said no. However, we were able to show there's multiple policies through multiple different holders.
And who's the beneficiary if all that money ever gets paid out?
Jody.
Jody denied the approximately $400,000 of life insurance that she had on Jerry. The thing is, Jody was at work with her mom and her daughters the day of the murder, so if Jody is involved, then she might have gotten somebody else to help her. Okay, next we have Jody's father.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of guy is JD?
JD was an elderly man, but he's a tough guy.
He's the one that finds him. It makes sense. He just goes in there, pops him 3 times in the head, and we're done.
He finds the body, calls it in.
Jody was very much his baby. When he was asked about Jerry hurting your daughter, he wouldn't tolerate that.
JD passed away last year, but if JD thought Jerry was beating his daughter, that might have been the only motive he needed to kill him. And while it wasn't uncommon for JD to wake Jerry up for work, it also presented the perfect opportunity for him to get away with it.
Okay, so we're gonna put Jan up here too, huh? And y'all want her up here, why?
She was with Jody the day Jerry was killed.
Jan was Jody's confidant. Not only did they sit in the business every day together, working in the offices together, that's her mother. That's somebody who she trusts, somebody who she confides in.
The day of, Jan called somebody and said, don't come to work because Jerry's dead. He got popped in the back of the head.
She was like, don't come to work. They found Jerry dead. I was like, what the hell happened? And she was like, in the house, like, drugged him a couple of times.
How would she know that morning or that day? We didn't know it till 24 to 48 hours later when the autopsy.
Could Jody's parents have killed Jerry to protect her? And if so, did Jody know? Or is there a simpler solution to all this? What's Angel's last name?
A mesqua.
He was actually their longest employee, but Jerry had fired him a week or so before this happened.
Angel Amescua was a friend of Jody's and a driver for the company. Rumor has it that he and Jerry did not get along.
The reason Angel was fired the last time by Jerry is because Jerry got wind that Angel's girlfriend was 14 years old, and he did not like the close relationship that Angel had with his 8-year-old daughter, and he was concerned Angel was grooming her for something else, so he fired him.
Angel's firing might have given him a motive, especially if Angel thought that Jerry was going to turn him into the police. As it turns out, when Jerry was murdered, the investigation exposed Angel's relationship with a 14-year-old girl, which led to him going to prison for 5 years as a sex offender. Today, Angel is out of prison and back at work at the tow company with Jody and Jan. So we've got all of our suspects under one roof. And with multiple motives and the possibility that more than one of them is covering for each other, we have our work cut out for us. Jerry's daughters were only 5 and 8 years old when he was murdered. Sadly, because the daughters and Jody are still estranged from Jerry's family, for now we don't plan on approaching Jerry's daughters.
Hello, ladies.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi. Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Rita Humphrey.
It has been Jerry's sister Rita who's been the one most determined to get justice on this case, and she is who we plan on talking to today. Can you tell us a little bit about Jerry?
He was everything. We were very close. I mean, he was fun-loving. We rode motorcycles, hunting, camping, family man. Jerry loved his kids.
Do you have any relationship with those girls today?
Oh, she refuses to let us have a relationship with him.
So nothing.
I mean, it's like the instant that my brother got killed, we're just like all died too. Since Jerry's death, My entire family has had a extremely hard time. My mom and dad both passed away not getting closure. And none of us have been the same.
How did Jerry and Jody meet?
He had met her at the Fort Bend Fairgrounds. She was young. I think she was 19 years old, got married, and then started having kids. And then they actually moved to the house directly across the street from the Grays.
Where everything happened?
Yes.
And at what point did this marriage, did it ever go bad?
The Angel and Mescue situation is what tipped all this over. It was November of '03. Jerry said, I have an issue with Angel. He's like he's fooling around with a 14-year-old girl.
And so Jerry fired Angel because of that.
Jerry beat Angel up.
Okay.
Jerry told him to stay away from his family and his business. And I know that for a fact.
According to Rita, a few weeks before the murder, Jerry not only fired Angel, he assaulted him. It's too early to know if that incident may have prompted Angel to kill Jerry in retaliation, but it is interesting that Angel got his old job back. Crime scene is pretty much just confined to the bedroom, huh?
This is a small, tight, confined area that we're going to take a look at. Even though it's not the exact location, it's a similar bedroom. But I think it's going to really help us have a feeling for just how tight everything was in there.
To solve Jerry Humphrey's murder, we're going to need to talk to every witness, examine all the evidence, and confront all of our suspects with everything that we learn. Our first stop is the crime scene. Got some place, huh?
Got a place.
We may not have any fingerprints or DNA, but you can still learn a lot about a killer by examining how they committed the crime.
This particular room right here, Kelly, will actually give you a feel about the type of room or space in which Jerry was in when he was killed. Jerry had his back towards the side of the wall with his left ear on the pillow. The shooter would have had to get pretty close to Jerry, considering the wall, based on what we're seeing in the wounds and the ME report. The shooter would have gotten this close to Jerry, pointed to the backside of his head, and fired 3 rounds into him as he slept. Because the shots were fired at such close range, you're going to have a lot of backspatter from the victim. And one thing in crime scene photos that we noticed was there's also a void in the spatter that shows that somebody was standing there.
Body size or littler?
Body size, about body size.
Big old void?
Yeah.
Blood spatter evidence can not only show you where the victim was, but it can also tell you where the suspect was. In this case, when Jerry's killer fired the gun, blood sprayed back against the line of fire. This created a back spatter stain on the wall and the killer. When they left the scene, they left behind what's known as a void pattern, showing us where they were standing when Jerry was killed. You had to be awfully confident of yourself that you could get in that tight squeeze without waking that bear of a man up in bed. You got him in between you and the door.
And along this wall next to this gun cabinet were rifles and shotguns. So Jerry was prepared to defend himself if necessary.
Wonder why the shooter didn't shoot him from that side.
That is surprising.
Right.
Except for one thing. Cowardly didn't want to shoot him in the face, want to shoot him in the back of the head. It takes guts to shoot somebody straight in the face.
Even if they're asleep.
Yeah.
Even if they're asleep. In my experience, you only see the victim shot in the face when it's a gunfight or a crime of passion. But Jerry's murder seemed planned, because not only did his killer know where there was an accessible and disposable handgun in his truck, they navigated this dark bedroom in such a way it suggests they may have known their way around the house. I think it went very quickly. I'm talking 5 seconds.
Okay.
Your bad guy's got his pistol, he comes in, 1, 2, 3, 4, bang, 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 and then he's out.
That's fast, though.
You got people live across the street, people are gonna hear that gunshot, he's gotta do his thing and get out and disappear.
The other thing, if JD's not our shooter, then where was JD and why didn't he hear it or see anything? Jerry's father-in-law, JD, lived right across the street, yet he claimed he did not hear any gunshots before coming over to the house that day to wake up Jerry. So was this because of JD's age, or was he maybe covering up his own or somebody else's actions? All right, let's roll.
This is the fun part where we get to kind of run around and put things together.
It's also the part where we have no control.
That's what makes it fun.
It's time to talk to witnesses, and we need to track down as many as we can.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yeah, Lieutenant Garcia, this is...
My name's Andy. Nice to meet you, sir.
My name's Michael Ramirez. I'm a sergeant with the Stafford Police Department.
The world of our suspects is kind of rough and sketchy, and that's why people have been afraid to talk. Hopefully, after 17 years, they'll be more willing to tell us what they know. Don't worry, don't worry.
You're not in any trouble. We're investigating a case from 2003.
Yes.
Ma'am. We reopened the Jerry Humphrey case.
Oh, the reason why I'm calling is because I want to talk to you about Jerry. You remember that pretty decently?
Not really. Apparently, you heard some rumors.
No.
You never heard any rumors by anybody?
I know y'all's relationship with the Humphreys was very
slim.
Sure.
Well, it was for sure for me.
You remember a few years back you talked to Detective Ceballos?
No.
You don't remember talking to him?
No.
Really?
I'm not holding anything back. I don't remember that.
The number or code you have dialed is incorrect.
Of course it is.
Chris Plummer's dead. Okay.
He is?
He got killed when?
You know what? I'm not asking where you live.
Why not? That's it.
So far, it's a bust. Our witnesses are either dead, don't know anything, have bad memories, or are too scared to talk with us.
We didn't need to continue down that road and have her just not
Remember anything?
But sometimes, especially in a circumstantial case, witnesses don't realize that what they know is very relevant. That's why, as an investigator, you gotta keep trying to pry it out.
All I remember was that there was a male that worked for their repo company.
Okay.
Those two seemed like they were in a relationship.
Who? Jody and
That worked for him. I don't know. I don't remember his name. They were screwing around or something or way before Jerry's this.
Every time I feel there was an accident joking and stuff like that, like no friendly like that, you know.
Police have heard rumors that Jody was cheating on Jerry before. If that's true, it's possible that that could have played a part in Jerry's murder.
you were having a relationship with Jody, correct? How long did that last, man?
Very long. 8 months.
Other than her husband, do you remember Jody going to get rooms with her and another male?
Yeah.
You do remember that? How often or how many times did that happen?
2, 3, 4.
2 or 3 times?
We've confirmed rumors that Jody was having affairs with 2 other men. Those men were cleared as suspects right away. But it makes you wonder if the beating that Jerry gave Angel was about more than Angel's underage girlfriend. Maybe Jerry suspected that Jody was sleeping with Angel too.
This is one of the things I heard. Jody hired Angel, and Angel was the one that killed him. That's what was being said in the record world. That how true that is, I don't know.
Seems like his brother is going to know a lot more first-hand information.
He's going to have a lot of first-hand.
Because they were close.
Yeah.
We've still got 4 suspects in the 2003 murder of Jerry Humphrey. His wife Jody, her parents Jen and JD, and his former employee Angel Lemescua.
Kenneth, can you hear us okay?
Yes, sir.
We've spoken to Jerry's sister, but now we want to talk to his brother Kenny. Hopefully he can shed some light on our theories that either JD or Angel pulled the trigger, and the possibility that either Jen or Jody asked them to.
What is your knowledge regarding the relationship between Jody and your brother?
Well, when they first got married, everything seemed to be working out for them. They went into a business. They were making quite a bit of money. 2002, my brother came to me and told me that there was a significant amount of money missing, $100,000. In October of 2003, they told me that there was another $50,000 missing out of their account.
So who was doing the books back then?
Everything in the office was done by Jan and Jody.
A few months before the murder, Jerry realized that about $150,000 was missing from his tow company. Because it was a cash-heavy business, it's hard for us to trace those transactions, but it sure supports the idea that if either Jan or Jody was taking money from the company without Jerry knowing, this could be a financially motivated murder.
Did your brother ever tell you that Jody was having an affair on him?
Yeah, he suspected her of having an affair. He told me that he went by the office and all the lights were out. The driveway had a locked gate, so he made noise there and they turned the lights on and they came out. And he told me when they came out, Angel was basically getting dressed in the parking lot.
What did he say he did after that?
He confronted him and asked him about it, and, my brother didn't expect to get that, but he said he had already suspected this was going on
According to Kenny, Jerry was convinced he'd caught Jody sleeping with Angel. That gives the fight between Jerry and Angel a whole new context, and it gives a whole new motive and meaning to a reason why Angel might want Jerry dead. Between the alleged abuse, the affairs, the missing money, it feels like everything in Jerry's whole life was coming to a boil.
My brother told me that he was going to take the girl and that he was going to separate from her. He was going to fire Angel, fire the mom, and take Jody out of it.
Last time I talked to her on the phone, she was very, I wouldn't say apprehensive, but you can tell it rattled her.
According to the case file, Jody had a falling out with a close friend shortly after the murder. That's odd because most of the time, friends console each other after a tragedy. That falling out might be a clue that the friend knows something relevant.
Hi. Sorry to drop in on you like this. I'm Lieutenant Garcia, Stafford PD, looking into this case a little bit more, and hopefully we can find some justice in this matter, you know. Did Jody confide in you about her relationship with Jerry a lot? Like when she'd had problems and talk?
Well, she said they argued, but who doesn't? I didn't think anything of it. I stayed out of that whole thing. Like, that was between them.
Was Jody thinking about leaving him?
I guess. I don't really remember. I mean, that was so long ago, I don't really remember.
Right.
You know, it was one time she did ask me if I knew somebody that could take care of her husband. I was shocked. I was like, are you serious right now?
According to this witness, Jody asked her if she knew someone who would take care of her husband. That sounds like more than a joke. It sounds like solicitation.
She mentioned money, but I told her she was trouble. I don't remember what I told her. You know, you get taken aback when somebody asks you something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've all had arguments with our spouses.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't get down to the, hey, do you know anybody that would know?
No, never.
And then your whole thing was just get away from them after that.
Yes, I called him and I was like, let's go. And he was like, all right. He was like, I agree, let's go.
The falling out between Jody and this witness makes a lot more sense now. And the case against Jody just got a whole lot stronger. Yes, sir.
We don't know if Jody ever found a hitman. We don't know if one of our other suspects may have offered to help, but we might have just found a clue out of one of our suspects' own mouths. So we've been talking a couple of times this week about tapes that y'all are the most interested in that are jail calls. Let's play those. Months after Jerry's murder, Angel's relationship with his underage girlfriend came to light, and he ended up going to prison for sexual assault of a child. While in prison, his phone calls were recorded.
This jail call was concerning Angel's truck. Angel was paying for it when he got locked up, but Angel's mother wanted that truck back because it was in her name and she didn't want to be blamed for anything. Angel's sister got involved, Nina. This does not make Angel happy. This is a copy of that jail call.
This call may be recorded or monitored.
What the f*** you doing? You don't know what the f*** you're doing. You f***ing me up with your family, bitch. I'm telling
You think I'm playing with you, huh?
I'm telling you, the truck is not here.
You ain't family. I'm paying you now.
Oh, you're threatening me?
Behind you.
Threatening me just like you did Barry?
Huh?
Just like you did Barry?
Shut the f*** up,
Don't
bitch.
f*** yourself. Don't f*** yourself.
Angel threatened to kill his own sister and his own family, and his sister immediately brought up Jerry. She either suspected he killed Jerry or she knew.
After that phone call took place, Angel reached out back to the record yard and was able to get a hold of Jody. Here's a copy of that jail call.
This call may be recorded or monitored.
Hey.
Me, your sister tripped all out on me, Angel.
I knew, man. I was tripping on there.
You didn't tell him, did you?
Nah.
Okay, so what did your sister say? Like, she said that you cheated or something?
Yep.
So what'd you tell her?
Shut the
This is like messed up.
It's pretty telling that right after Angel hung up from talking with his sister, he called Jody. And while that doesn't prove all by itself that Angel killed Jerry, I think it kind of shows we're on the right track. It's just stunning that they hear, and this call will be recorded and they keep on talking. Not home, I think. That's a nice truck. She should be home.
Yeah.
We've heard that Jody Humphrey was looking for a hitman to kill her husband Jerry. And we've heard a prison call that sounds like her employee and alleged lover, Angela Mescua, might have taken the job. Now we want to talk with Angel's sister, Nina.
Hi, Nina. How are you?
Nina has spoken to the police before about being threatened by Angel. And from that prison call, we know that she may have suspected him for Jerry's murder. If she knows anything more concrete about Angel's involvement, we need to know.
On December 22nd, 2003, Jerry Humphrey was killed. And you were questioned by Detective Ramirez back then.
Well, I don't remember that.
Were you not questioned at all?
I don't think so. I don't remember that.
So there is a recorded conversation that I listened to between you and Angel while he was in jail. And he got mad and he did say that if you keep with me, I'm going to kill you. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
You made the statement in reply, oh, the way you did Jerry. Do you remember making that comment?
No, I do not.
Well, I have the recording at the PD. You want to come by and listen to it?
Well, it's hard because I got 6 kids.
Are they all here right now?
No, I only have one that's sleeping.
Okay. So you don't remember exactly that conversation
No.
you had where you asked them like you did Jerry?
Nope, I don't.
Nina doesn't remember anything, or at least that's what she's telling us.
I don't want to be involved in any of this. I don't.
Neither did Jerry.
You know, and I'm sorry for that person.
Well, don't be sorry for him. Be sorry for his kids.
I'm not like a good whatever you're looking to get. Not because I don't got no information.
You never expect a family member to turn on their own, but Nina's not even pretending to want to help.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate your time.
Maybe she's scared of her brother. Before we approach our suspects, we have one last witness. A man who's bravely come forward with information who could be a huge help to this case. Because from what we've heard, he may be an eyewitness. The question is, what exactly did he see?
First, I appreciate you coming in to talk to us about this. We've been looking at it for quite some time. So I want to take you back to the day of the incident that Jerry was killed.
See, man, I'll be honest with you. It went through my mind over the years because I remember like it was yesterday. I passed Jerry's house and I see somebody outside on the breaker. And when he turned his head, he only saw like a portion of his face, but I could have swore it was him right there in front of the house.
What side of the truck? Was he on the passenger side or the driver's side? He was on the driver's side of the truck.
The truck door was open.
The truck door was open.
High five. Angel claims that he was nowhere near Jerry's house that day, but this witness puts Angel right by Jerry's truck, right by where the gun went missing that we think was used to kill Jerry. What a fantastic witness. You feeling good?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was great.
Y'all go home and study up. We'll hit it tomorrow.
Do it, right? All right. Going to the tow yard, brother.
See how that goes. It's time to confront our suspects. JD passed away, so that leaves Jody, her mom, Jan, and Angel.
Good right there, man. You good?
Oh, yeah. Make it work. Our hope is to interview them individually and simultaneously so they can't prepare their stories. So while Mike and Kelly track down Angel, we're headed to the towing office for Jody and Jan. The plan is to split them up and try to catch them in inconsistencies or lies that implicate themselves or each other.
Hello. Hi. How you doing, ma'am? Doing good. And you are? Hey, Jan. How you doing? Lieutenant Garcia, the City of Stafford Police Department. Is Jody in? She's not in today?
She'll be back.
Okay.
I'm her mother.
You got a moment to talk with me for a second? Excellent. That's it. Okay.
Jody's not here, but Jan is. This creates a problem for us. We can't pass up the opportunity to talk to her. But if we're too confrontational, she could warn Jody not to talk to us.
Right now, what I'm doing is I'm actually investigating Jerry's murder.
My name is Abby. Could I ask you, how come you guys have never called the police to find out what the latest is on the case?
You know, I mean, I don't know. It was like, leave well enough alone. It's like we just went into this huddle.
Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. I bet. It had to have been tough for a woman who lost her husband and had to do all this by herself. They had a whole future together, huh?
Let me just tell you, Jerry was not a good person.
Oh, he wasn't? He must be thirsty.
My mouth is so dry.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, you guys stayed in touch with this Angel guy?
He still works.
Oh, he still does. When is he coming to work?
Sometimes he don't show up. So it's hard to say.
Jan's answering our questions, but she seems a little uncomfortable, and I'm not sure that she wants to help. I think it's time we back off and try for a bigger fish. We'll swing back and chat with Jody. Thank you very much for talking with us. I appreciate it. I'm very sorry for your loss. I know it's got...
Y'all make, like me, y'all make me nervous.
Oh, well, we're pretty easygoing guys. I apologize for that. Sorry for making you nervous. Thank you. Like when she said we made her nervous. If we were any more polite, syrup would have dripped off of us.
Who are you gonna ask for when we pull up here? Angel?
I won't be surprised if Angel enters his door.
While Henry and Abby are waiting for Jody Humphrey to return to the office, Mike and I are going to go out and try and find Angel Amescua. If we have any luck, we can find Angel alone, and hopefully he'll answer some questions about Jerry's murder. I'm ready. Hello? Dang, you can't be nobody home. That's bullshit. Jody's out running errands. Angel's not home. Angel's not home. I'm wondering if Jan might have given Jody and Angel the heads up that we've started to look into this case again. We need to act fast because we have to try and catch Angel off guard, so we need to call.
Hello? Hey, Angel.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bud? My name is Mike Ramirez. I'm a sergeant with the Stafford Police Department. How you doing today?
Good.
Hey, I'm calling, man, because I'm reviewing a case from a while ago, and I was wondering if maybe you had time to come in and talk to me real quick.
About what?
About a case I'm investigating. You have time today?
I can call you back.
You want to give me a call back?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, give me a call back, and we'll be available whenever you are.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Nice job. Nice try. What do you think he's going to do?
He's calling Jody right now.
She hadn't already called him. You think he's going to be calling you back? That'd be a no. That'd be a no. Well, we tried, but with Angel's history with law enforcement, that was always going to be a long shot. Hopefully, Henry and Abby have better luck with Jody.
Hey, what's going on, man? Angel, how you doing? Jody, how you doing?
What do you know? We've got Jan, Jody, and Angel in the same room at the same time. This is going to be tricky. If you don't mind, I just had some easy questions that I wanted to ask. You know, there was a lot of speculation that somebody was trying to burglarize the house, but then the doors were unlocked. There were a lot of guns.
They never locked our doors.
Yeah.
Never locked our doors.
Angel, did you work with him back then? What was your opinion?
He's good. Never no issues with him or anything like that? When you heard about Jerry's death, how that made you feel, man? I mean, y'all being friends and all.
At that time, I wasn't working here.
Oh, okay.
Then I came back to work after he passed away.
So you stopped working here?
Yeah, for like maybe 2 months.
Oh, okay.
Did they just not have the business for you to work here, or how come you stopped working?
Oh, I stopped because I just didn't want. I get tired of it. I get
Burned out.
Angel's denying that he had a conflict with Jerry, and that eventually was fired, and Jan and Jody aren't correcting him. Is that because it's true, or because they're all on the same team? We were told by some folks that the reason Jerry fired you is because you were having sex with an underage girl. And then after his death, you get hired back here.
No.
Is that not true?
I was still with him. He didn't fire me.
Okay.
I just said, you know what? I won't work no more.
Yeah.
So he said, all right. He just left.
Jody, I want to tell you what we've been told. We've interviewed a lot of people, and what we were told is that you and Angel were having an affair and that you guys were responsible for the death. So, I mean, I'm just telling you what I was told.
Ever and would never do that.
I hate to ask you this question. Could there have been other men that you had affairs with while you were married to Jerry?
Jerry and I had our problems, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay. We've also heard stories that you took out all of these insurance policies on him. Is any of that true? Like $500,000 worth of insurance?
It was nowhere near $500,000.
Were there a series of them, Credit Life and a bunch of other ones? Were there 3 or 4 insurance policies on him?
No, I think it was just the one.
We talked to a lot of people who said that you had said, did they know anybody that would kill Jerry? Is any of that true?
No.
Ever joke around about it?
No.
Okay. Jody's denying everything. An affair, the life insurance, and trying to hire someone to kill him. I'm not too surprised, but I did think she might say she was only joking. Had you ever been in his house?
Yeah.
In his bedroom?
No.
We used to have meetings at night.
Every night,
Drivers went
all
out.
the drivers would be
They would all come in
Okay.
there and they could drink.
They'll get all the paperwork, and from there we'll take off.
Right. I see.
But never in the bedroom.
Never in the bedroom.
Never in the bedroom.
Okay. On the day of his death, December 22nd, were you in the yard by his truck like 10 o'clock in the morning on that day?
No.
So if somebody saw you there, they're full of crap. Okay. Angel's denying that he was at Jerry's house on the day of the murder, but he did reveal that he is familiar with the inside of the house, just like we thought the killer was. Is there anything else you can tell us that would help us with this?
I hope you find some person.
Oh, we will.
I have to be familiar with it.
Yeah. Trust me, we will. We'll get it. You guys have a good day. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, be like you when I grow up.
I apologize for
No,
being
man,
so
awesome.
full of crap.
Awesome. I saw it come out of you, man.
Credibility out the window. Angel, the most innocent man I ever met
In the
my
world,
life.
isn't he?
Everybody doing him wrong. Looked right at us and said,
No affairs.
no affairs, no insurance policy. I think I had one. I can call. We didn't get much out of our suspects, but every inconsistency is evidence. And I think we have enough.
Be a fly on that wall right now.
Okay, guys, I think we found all the witnesses we needed to find, and we got our board up there. It's time for us to review everything that we've uncovered in our investigation to figure out what we think versus what we can prove in court. In preparation for your DA meeting, let's break it down.
Jerry had suspected Jody of infidelity, theft. She's got more to gain by him being dead than alive because she can maintain control of this business.
My brother told me that he was fixing to take the girls, that he was going to separate from her. He was going to fire Angel, fire the mom, and put Jody out of this.
Plus, you got Jody throwing it out there. Hey, do you know anybody that might want to kill my husband? That's not a conversation that you normally have with folks.
Would you ask me if I knew somebody that could take care of her husband?
She lied about the insurance policy.
You know what I loved about that interview, too? She said, no, we never lock our doors, and at the same time, Angel and Mesco exclaimed, never.
They never locked our doors.
Yeah.
We have witnesses putting Angel at the time.
At the time, during our window, and lo and behold, where did he last see Angel?
By the truck where the gun is missing.
Yes.
So I saw like the portion of his face, but I bet his cold was Angel.
So then, for purposes of your case right now against who's involved in the murder of Jerry Humphrey, what do y'all think about JD?
He may have come aware of some issues in the family, but you know what I think? I think they did a pretty good job of keeping JD in the dark.
It's strange that JD lived right across the street and never heard any gunshots that day. But he was over 80 years old, and he has always been cooperative with law enforcement. May he rest in peace. JD is not alive anymore, but even if he were, we did not find any evidence that JD was involved. And now we're left with Jan, her mother, Jody, and Angel. We believe that Jody was possibly involved, maybe even Jan, but right now, the best evidence, an eyewitness account, is there against Angel. So the plan right now is to focus on Angel with the hope that one day the DA's office can file charges on other suspects. Y'all got all this fresh in your brains for the DA meeting?
Absolutely. Yep, I think we're ready to go.
Beat it, boys.
I think the meeting with the DA went really well. Excited to move forward with the case.
I don't know if you're used to having to present your cases so well prepared and smoothly, but y'all are good. That was a good presentation. We met with District Attorney Brian Middleton and Assistant DA Mark Hanna, and now we have good news to share with Jerry's sister Rita. You don't get to do this every day, do you?
No?
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's news that she and Chief Ramirez have been waiting for a long time.
Right.
Hi, Rita.
Good seeing you again.
Hello. It was a busy week.
You bet.
Well, we met with the DA today.
Mm-hmm.
We presented the case to him, and the district attorney's office has agreed to move forward with charges against Angel Masquerade.
Awesome. I knew I was going to get it done.
Did you
I already knew it was coming.
felt that good? That's nice.
I already knew it was coming. I'm beyond excited. When I honestly got the phone call that Kelly was stepping in, I just knew in my heart that it was going to get resolved and something actually was going to get done now. My mother and my dad that are watching down, they knew it was coming. Drew deserves this.
Justice. Not closure. I don't believe in closure. But justice. It's been a long road. I tell you what, Rita is one tough lady, and she's the one that's been kicking and screaming for 17 years to get this case brought forward. If it ever goes to trial, Rita's going to be sitting there on the front row. She's going to make sure that Jerry's story gets told and that her brother gets justice. You ready to get to work? Keep it going.
Take care of yourself, okay?
Wow.
They were a young couple in love.
They hit it off from the beginning. These two young people seem to have it all together.
They had a bright future ahead of them.
Until it all went up in smoke.
911 received a frantic call.
911.
The apartment was on fire.
His girlfriend is stuck inside.
Please, send someone, hurry up!
Was it simply a tragic accident?
When I heard that alarm going off, all I could see is yellow tape and a bunch of police cars.
Or were there smoldering secrets?
Everything wasn't all peaches and cream.
He met a new girl every day.
Were they looking at a love triangle?
And when passions flare, all it takes is one spark.
How do you think this fire started?
That it's very troubling for things that people do because of love.
How could you know that?
July 18th, 2012. It's a sweltering Wednesday afternoon in Phoenix, Arizona, one of the fastest growing metros in America.
Phoenix is the anchor city of a sprawling, multi-city metropolitan area known as Valley of the Sun.
This time of the year, this hot, triple digits, we're looking at 110s, 115s.
And on this 112-degree Arizona afternoon, things are about to get even hotter.
Phoenix police get a call from a very frantic man. He says that his apartment is on fire.
911, what is your emergency?
My apartment's on fire. My girlfriend's inside.
The caller is 21-year-old Dwandarius Robinson.
He reports that his girlfriend, Shaniqua Hall, may be inside of the building.
She was there when I left.
Do you think she's still inside?
I don't know.
He's frantic. He doesn't know what's going on.
I tried to get in, but I couldn't.
With all the smoke, he didn't want to risk taking his daughter in there.
Please, send someone, hurry up!
And if Shaniqua is trapped inside, she isn't the only one.
She's 9 months pregnant.
My baby, Shaniqua.
At only 21, Shaniqua Hall had a bright future ahead of her.
She was a vibrant young woman, a positive person.
She was really a fun-loving, outgoing girl who really loved to joke around.
She was a light in everyone's life.
And the light of her life was her boyfriend, Dwandarius.
Can I get an application?
Dwandarius Robinson, also known as Darius to family and friends, met Shaniqua Hall while they were in high school.
Fill out your first name.
She actually came to his job applying for a position, and he helped her.
Thanks. I really hope I get the job.
Yeah, me too.
They just kind of hit it off from the beginning.
Shaniqua did get the job, and soon she and Darius grew closer.
She had the night shift. He would walk her home every night.
And from there, they just start falling in love.
You want to come in? Meet my mom?
Yeah, I love that.
Shaniqua came from a very loving family. They were very present. They were very supportive.
It was a life Darius had never known.
Dwandarius did not come from a stable home.
Look who's coming in the door.
His mother was in prison.
Well, hi, Darius. How are you?
His father wasn't in the picture, and he'd spent most of his childhood being passed around between relatives.
Thinking about what that means for a young child, he might have felt that he wasn't loved or didn't have someone that really cared.
But once he met Shaniqua, all that changed.
Shaniqua's family kind of brought him in.
Shaniqua's mom really started to take to Dwandarius.
If he was walking her home at night after they got off late, her mother cared enough to say, hey, it's okay to stay at our house. We want to keep you safe as well.
Those occasional overnight stays eventually became permanent.
Shaniqua's mom allowed him to move in the house with them.
He probably really appreciated it, honestly, to have people that would look out for him.
Darius was finally able to find a family.
And with support from Shaniqua's family, Darius thrived.
He was working hard, he was going to school, and he was going to church every week.
However, there were some complications.
Hey, Ma.
While he was living there, Shaniqua became pregnant.
I have something to show you. Oh, wow.
Instead of making them feel bad for their mistakes, Shaniqua's mom really supported them.
We're gonna get through this together. She allowed them to stay there until they graduated high school.
I'm real happy for you.
In 2009, the happy couple had a beautiful baby girl.
These two parents are so excited. They get an apartment of their own. Shaniqua got a job at a call center. Darius is working as a security guard at a local college. This is a young couple, fresh out of high school, really trying to make it work.
And then, at the end of 2011, the young couple got more exciting news.
They were expecting their second child.
There was a lot of excitement around just preparing for a new baby.
The family moved into a new, bigger apartment.
And they were also making big plans for the future.
Shaniqua and Dwandarius started talking about getting married.
It's not often times that people this young can actually come together and build a life, but they seem to have done it.
Only now, it looks like their bright future may be in jeopardy.
911 received a frantic call stating that there was a fire in the apartment.
I tried to get in, but I couldn't. Please, send someone, hurry up!
He's afraid that his girlfriend, Shaniqua, is stuck inside the burning apartment.
She's in here, she's in here!
When first responders arrive on the scene, Darius meets them in the parking lot.
He led the firefighters into the apartment.
She's in here, she's in here!
The last he knew, Shaniqua was in the apartment.
Firefighters rush inside and quickly assess the situation.
They start looking for any signs of anyone that may still be alive and immediately see white smoke in the hallway.
The bulk of the smoke seems to be coming from the bedroom.
When he reaches the bedroom door, he opens it and he's met with thick smoke.
The area around the bed was in flames.
They immediately put out the fire with a portable fire extinguisher.
Once the blaze is out, the firefighters find Shaniqua.
They found Shaniqua on the floor between the bed and the wall.
She was badly burned.
It is too late to save her.
And it doesn't look like her death is an accident.
She had a rag stuffed in her mouth.
She was bound by duct tape.
We're gonna have one victim on the inside.
Shaniqua Hall and Darius Robinson couldn't wait to welcome their new addition to the world.
They were both excited about the birth of this second child.
In preparation, they'd moved into a new, bigger apartment.
Everything was looking up for them.
But now, after Darius called 911 and reported a fire at their apartment, firefighters have found Shaniqua's badly burned body in the couple's bedroom. And her death appears to be no accident.
Her hands were bound with duct tape.
There's a rag in her mouth.
Once the fire is out, first responders call in homicide
We're
detectives.
gonna have one victim on the inside.
It looks like the fire was set to hide a crime.
Was it a robbery or home invasion?
When homicide detectives arrive on the scene, they quickly rule out the robbery angle.
There doesn't seem to be any forced entry, and it doesn't look like anything was disturbed.
There was no ransacking, no electronics gone, no valuables gone.
In fact, the detectives suspect that Shaniqua's killer may have left something behind.
They found 2 rolls of duct tape on the kitchen counter.
One that's almost completely finished and one that has not been used.
The used roll is a match for the tape used to bind Shaniqua.
They also found a mostly empty bottle of lighter fluid.
It definitely looks like somebody came in to intentionally torture and kill Shaniqua.
It will take an autopsy to determine if she was dead before the blaze began, but detectives have little doubt she was doused with the accelerant and set on fire.
In this instance, the fire was localized to the bed and the floor where the deceased person was found. That, in and of itself, is suspicious.
The fire had largely sputtered out before the apartment was fully engulfed.
Something like lighter fluid, it doesn't burn for very long. So it's not going to do the type of damage that the person that set the fire was intending.
Detectives have Darius make arrangements for his daughter, then transport him to the station for a formal statement.
Police take Darius while detectives stay and canvass the area.
They start by speaking to the neighbors who've gathered outside.
Quite a few neighbors said that they heard the smoke alarms going off.
I heard that alarm going off. I didn't know it was a fire alarm.
They didn't see any smoke or any fire.
And no one saw anything suspicious.
During that whole time, I didn't see one person leave or enter.
The next thing anyone knew, police and firefighters were there, and Darius was outside with his daughter.
He looks really upset. I was watching through the window, kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
The neighbors were mostly in shock that Shaniqua was dead.
Did she mention any trouble between the two of them or anything like that?
Darius and Shaniqua's neighbors all say they seemed like a happy couple.
Friendly people, you know, like when we saw them, we'd say hi.
Thank you.
When the canvass is complete, detectives head back to the precinct to take Darius's statement.
Darius didn't have any problem cooperating.
He still seemed pretty shaken by what happened.
Start with this morning and bring me up to now.
I woke up like a little bit right before 4.
He says he went to work,
Got off work at 1 o'clock. I left like 3 minutes afterwards.
Okay, and then what do you do?
I went across the street to the store.
He said he had picked up a few groceries, and then he went back to the apartment.
He saw Shaniqua, and they talked a little bit.
Then, to give Shaniqua a little alone time, he had taken their daughter out to lunch.
But their father-daughter moment was about to take a disastrous turn.
When he returned, he said he saw the smoke and he heard the fire alarms.
Shaniqua!
Did you ever make it up into the apartment?
I had my dart in my hand. I wasn't gonna do that.
So that's when he made the frantic 911 call.
911, what is your emergency?
My apartment's on fire. My girlfriend's inside.
Darius's story fits with what the detectives know, but there are parts of it that give them pause.
Shaniqua was 9 months pregnant with their child, and he didn't go in and try to save them?
I didn't know whether or not she was still in there.
She was there when you left.
Was there some secret about the couple's relationship the neighbors hadn't seen?
What would you describe your relationship with your girlfriend like?
I mean, we have our days where we have verbal disagreements and go back and forth with each other, but other than that, it's typical normal.
And when the detectives ask if anyone else might want to hurt Shaniqua, he says no.
No enemies.
There's no reason why anybody would set fire to your apartment.
No.
Then, at the conclusion of the interview, the detectives ask one last thing of Darius.
We're gonna forensically examine your clothing for signs of accelerant.
It's standard procedure for these kinds of investigations.
Finished with Darius, the detectives turn to Shaniqua's mother, who's been waiting anxiously for answers.
Thank you for coming in. I'm sorry for your loss.
Her mom and several other family members showed up to the crime scene as soon as they got word.
They were advised by officers still on the scene to go on and head down to the station and speak with detectives.
Her mom starts by filling detectives in on her daughter's relationship with Darius.
She talked about how they've been together since they were teenagers, how she took him in under her roof.
He's been around for a long time.
This is someone that she said was like family.
Much like the neighbors, she said she never saw any trouble in the relationship.
Was he ever physical with her? No. Was she physical with him?
No.
However, she also says that their relationship wasn't perfect.
I know for a fact he's a cheater.
He's a cheater?
He's a cheater.
And she says there's proof.
Darius has a baby with another woman.
Detectives investigating the murder of Shaniqua Hall have just learned that her boyfriend, Darius Robinson, has been unfaithful.
Shaniqua's mother told the investigators that Darius had gotten someone else pregnant.
Her name is Stephanie Cameron.
According to Shaniqua's mom, Darius got Stephanie pregnant while he was dating Shaniqua.
Because the baby's about a year and a half now.
She also said there's no doubt that Darius is the father of her child.
We've seen a picture of the baby.
She said the little boy looked just like Darius.
Shaniqua's mother says that her daughter had been upset when she found out about Stephanie's pregnancy. But she didn't break things off with Darius.
Relationship infidelity is not always a deal breaker.
Despite the fact that he had gotten another woman pregnant, Shaniqua decided to forgive him.
That wasn't the only unusual thing Shaniqua did.
Shaniqua had actually contacted Stephanie.
She goes to her and says, you know, I want to let you know our children can be siblings. They are siblings, and we should get to know each other.
Despite the circumstances, the two women had done just that.
They started talking and communicating back and forth.
We have this very interesting dynamic of two women finding out that they have children by the same man, and they actually build a relationship.
How mature, how selfless, too, to think about her child and having an expanded family, a blended family.
However, according to Shaniqua's mother, the kids weren't all the two women talked about.
She said that Shaniqua and Stephanie had also talked a lot about Darius.
They became like friends. Teenage girls comparing notes.
They would cross-reference stories that he told each of them. According to Shaniqua's mom, Darius spent several months trying to juggle both relationships.
Darius was telling one he was going to stay with them, and he was telling the other one the same thing.
Until he found out that his two girlfriends were talking behind his back.
And he kind of felt betrayed that they have this relationship that they've been building behind his back.
When he found out about that they were communicating, he was mad, he yelled, why are you in my business? It's none of your business what I do.
None of my business? No. You're the one who's cheating. You know what?
According to Shaniqua's mother, it was only then that her daughter decided she'd had enough.
She put him out. She put him out. She was like, get out of my house.
When he left, Darius had gone to stay with Stephanie, and Shaniqua had tried to move on.
She said, Mommy, I'm done. I'm gonna move on with my life. Well, baby, that's what you need to do. You need to move on.
Unfortunately, Shaniqua had not followed her mother's advice.
A couple months later, I find out he's back.
And he was back with Shaniqua because Stephanie had put him out.
For what reason?
Because he was still communicating with Shaniqua.
Shaniqua's mother says she was initially skeptical about the reconciliation.
Over time, she said she realized that Darius and her daughter were committed to working things out.
Every weekend, I cook Sunday dinners.
Right.
Darius.
And how are those situations?
They were fine. Everybody's laughing and talking.
And with the new baby on the way, their commitment had only grown.
They were talking about marriage.
She told you?
Was it possible Stephanie found out about the marriage plans?
It is a possibility that she could have sought revenge.
Detectives decided they need to have a chat with this other woman.
And their suspicions of Stephanie only deepened after the detectives talked to Shaniqua's aunt.
The detectives reached out to her aunt because she was the last person who spoke to Shaniqua other than Darius.
My understanding is you had a phone conversation with Shaniqua.
Yes, she called me at 12:34.
The last time that Shaniqua spoke with her aunt was just hours before she died.
We discussed about the baby.
She had talked to her almost every day about how excited she was about the pregnancy.
Do you have any knowledge of Dwan Darius's, looking forward to this child, or was there any type of regrets or negativity surrounding it?
Well, she did state to me that he had seemed happy.
However, she also says there was one thing that still worried Shaniqua.
She said that the girlfriend that he had, she felt kind of off about that.
According to Shaniqua, Darius had been keeping Stephanie in the dark.
She didn't think that he had even told her that she was pregnant and having another baby.
Detectives suspect there may have been bad blood between Shaniqua Hall and Stephanie Cameron over the father of their children, Dwan Darius Robinson.
Darius and Shaniqua reconciled, and they were living together once again.
Shaniqua was also 9 months pregnant with her and Darius's second child.
According to Shaniqua's aunt, Darius had never shared the news with Stephanie, who he also had a child with.
But now detectives wonder if Stephanie had found out.
Shaniqua was far enough along that there was no hiding it.
Could this have been the cause of the murder?
If Stephanie was already jealous that Darius was getting back with Shaniqua, maybe the news of them expecting a baby pushed her over the edge.
When the detectives bring Stephanie in for questioning, she appears more than willing to cooperate.
I heard about what happened to Shaniqua, but I just can't believe it.
She was super shocked that anybody would want to do anything like this to her.
I had nothing to do with that, if that's what you're assuming.
But she's adamant that she's not involved.
Stephanie told the detectives there was no beef between them. There was no anger. In fact, they had become friends.
They both wanted to do the best that they could for their children.
They were really excited about raising the kids together as siblings.
Both women displayed a level of maturity, a level of kindness, a level of support and love and selflessness.
I didn't even know that Darius and her were together until after I was pregnant.
But she says she'd known Darius a lot longer.
She's known Juan Darius since they were kids.
She says, however, their relationship was short-lived.
He had moved in a month before their child was born and then 5 months afterwards. She says she really had no more dealings with him at all.
You weren't jealous that he went back to Shaniqua?
Lord, no. If anything, I said she can have him.
She said she didn't really want Darius back. He lied about everything, and he was very manipulative.
Look, Darius was telling me one thing and then would turn around and tell Shaniqua another.
She talked about how they used to compare notes.
Stephanie says that Shaniqua had given her all the dirt about her relationship with Darius.
I'm just surprised she took him back, especially after how they fought.
According to Stephanie, Shaniqua said that she and Darius argued all the time.
It wasn't very violent, just a little pushing and shoving.
He ever put hands on you?
No, but there is something you should know.
Stephanie lets detectives know that Shaniqua and Darius were engaged in a child support battle.
Stephanie said she found out about the child support dispute because some of the court papers got sent to her at her house.
He owed about $10,000 in back payments.
To detectives, it sounded like Stephanie was suggesting that Darius might have a motive to get rid of Shaniqua.
Having the stress of child support, having money issues, it could possibly be domestic violence.
Or is Stephanie just trying to throw the detectives off her trail?
Where were you Wednesday afternoon?
I was in California.
Okay.
And when investigators look into Stephanie's alibi, it checks out.
They were able to confirm it from multiple witnesses.
What Stephanie told them about the child support also tracks.
Detectives pulled the court records and determined that Darius was supposed to be paying child support to Shaniqua for their first daughter.
Shaniqua had filed for child support when she kicked Darius out.
Was that really a motive for murder?
Shaniqua and Darius were thinking about getting married.
Now, if that happened, wouldn't the child support case go away?
The detectives are still digging into the child support issue when they get an urgent call from Shaniqua's sister.
Homicide.
Shaniqua's sister informs them that things weren't as rosy as everyone saw.
There's something you need to know about Shaniqua and Darius.
She said that Shaniqua suspected Darius was cheating on her again.
She didn't tell Mama, since Mama didn't want her to get back with him to begin with.
He was receiving text messages, he was getting phone calls at all hours of the night.
And according to her sister, Shaniqua had recently gotten proof that Darius was still stepping out.
A week before the murder, Darius got a ticket from a red light camera.
The car was registered in Shaniqua's name, therefore the ticket went to Shaniqua.
The photo from the traffic camera came with the ticket.
In it, you could see Darius behind the wheel.
And he wasn't alone.
There was another woman in the car. It was not Shaniqua.
It wasn't Stephanie either.
He got himself another girl.
Shaniqua was furious.
She told her sister, she's done, it's over, this was the last straw.
There was no way she was gonna marry him.
Detectives investigating Shaniqua Hall's murder have just learned that she was having second thoughts about marrying her boyfriend, Dwandarius Robinson.
Shaniqua's sister had let detectives know that Shaniqua found out that Darius was a serial cheater.
Shaniqua was thinking he was not ready for the type of commitment that she needed.
Could the impending breakup be a factor in Shaniqua's murder?
Darius already owed her child support for the one baby. If they separated, he'd be on the hook for the second one, too.
Now suspicious of Darius, detectives go back over his story.
They were particularly interested in what happened in the hours leading up to the 911 call.
He said that after work, he stopped by the grocery store to get a few things. And then he went home to take his baby girl to lunch.
To check up on Darius's story, detectives pay a visit to the supermarket Darius supposedly stopped into on his way home from work.
When the detectives reviewed the store surveillance video from that day, it confirmed Darius's story.
The surveillance video clearly shows Darius at the grocery store.
However, that's not all the footage reveals.
Among the items that Darius purchased at the grocery store were 2 rolls of duct tape.
He also purchased lighter fluid.
Just so happened, he purchased it a few hours before the fire took place.
With video evidence that appears to connect Darius to both the murder and the arson, the detectives bring him in for another round of questioning.
Investigators wanted to get some more information about what really happened in that apartment that day.
They start by asking Darius about the child support he owed Shaniqua.
From Darius's reaction, it was clear that the child support was a source of frustration.
But you live with her mother.
I know.
So why do you pay child support?
We lived together forever.
However, Darius said that the child support wasn't going to be an issue once they got married.
We got all that settled.
Okay.
Although, based on what Shaniqua's sister told them, the detectives knew that was not true.
When the detectives confront him about the lighter fluid and the duct tape, Darius doesn't deny that it's him in the store surveillance video.
He admits to having purchased them.
However, he also says he can explain.
The tape is for the project I was going to work on. We got the soda box. I was going to make something out of it.
He said he wanted to make it a dispenser in the refrigerator.
Okay, to dispense soda cans type thing?
Yeah, we drop it down. We just keep having to empty it.
Darius said that there was a totally innocent explanation for the lighter fluid, too.
She wanted to do like a family day and make burgers.
But despite Darius's attempts to explain away the tape and the lighter fluid, the detectives aren't buying it.
Don't you think that it's just outrageously coincidental that she's bound up with the duct tape that you bought?
No, duct tape my freaking girlfriend.
He also denied setting her on fire.
I wasn't there.
Well, you were, kind of. You were closer to it than I was.
I was outside. I don't know what happened inside.
Darius kept denying it, saying that it was just a coincidence. But the detectives, they don't believe in coincidences.
There's a lot more to this story than what you're telling me.
How you know?
Because I know what happened in that apartment. I know that your girlfriend's dead in there. I know that there was duct tape used in her death. And I know that she was set on fire. And you were at Albertson's buying duct tape and lighter fluid, and suddenly this happened.
Proof that I did that to her.
Well, it certainly is a strong indication that you did.
After laying out the evidence against him, the detectives give Darius one last chance to come clean.
I want you to think real hard about how you want to be portrayed in this. If you have anything to do with this at all, if this was you that did this, then you need to get out in front of this and be a good guy. Good people do things sometimes on the spur of the moment that they regret later. If you stay on the road of, I don't know what you're talking about, detective, and then later on it turns out to be you appear to be a cold-blooded killer. On the other hand, if this is something that got out of control, and you're genuinely sorry for it, this is the time to tell me that that's the case.
I wasn't there.
You were not there. You didn't have anything to do with this. I don't believe you.
At the end of the interview, the detectives placed Darius under arrest.
You're not going home tonight.
I'm not going home.
Negative. Under no circumstances are you going home. You're going to be booked into jail on 2 counts of first-degree murder.
They not only charged him with Shaniqua's murder, but for the unborn babies as well.
And the evidence against Darius gets even stronger when the detectives get the test results back from the crime lab.
The crime lab was able to determine that there was an accelerant that was used.
According to the lab, the accelerant was some form of petroleum distillate.
Petroleum distillate is found in items such as charcoal, lighter fluid, paint thinner, and mineral spirits.
And the crime lab also found traces of it somewhere else.
Darius had accelerant on the clothes that he was wearing the day of Shaniqua's murder.
Phoenix detectives have arrested 21-year-old Darius Robinson for the murder of his girlfriend, Shaniqua Hall, and the couple's unborn child.
They had store surveillance footage of him buying the tape used to tie up Shaniqua and the lighter fluid to start the fire.
They also found accelerant on his clothes.
And when the detectives received the results of Shaniqua's autopsy, it's clear that she'd met a violent end.
The medical examiner was not able to conclusively determine a cause of death. However, the report indicated that there were signs of blunt force trauma, strangulation, and burn damage to the body.
Shaniqua's mother is still struggling to make sense of the heinous crime when the detectives follow up with her the day after Darius's arrest.
There was never a sign of anything, physical violence, no domestic violence.
We have to think about what Shaniqua's mother is feeling. She lost her daughter, but she also lost someone that was like a son to her.
Always call, Mom, thank you for being a mom, thank you for being, and that's all I was ever.
She was trying so hard to be loving and extending that love and grace and support, only for it to end with tragedy.
How did you put us to the family? That, basically for 5 years we've been free. And then it's like, what?
It just really hurts. She trusted this man.
I'm not going to insult you and say that I know what you're going through because I don't, but what I can say is that we're here to, do our best to make sure that, your family gets some justice.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
When Darius goes on trial for murder, the prosecutors portray him as a man who felt trapped.
He was already paying child support for the one kid, and now with Shaniqua 9 months pregnant and refusing to marry him, he was going to be on the hook for the second child as well.
He was probably very focused on, I need to get out, I need to escape. She is the reason why I'm having these problems, the reason why I'm unhappy, and I just need her to be gone. And sadly and tragically, he chose violence to get out of this situation.
According to the prosecutors, he not only chose violence, he planned it.
He knew exactly what he was going to do that day. He went into the store purposely to buy the duct tape, to buy lighter fluid.
Then he went home and put his plan into motion.
When he arrived at the apartment, he attacked her.
He stuffed her mouth with this rag.
And bound her with duct tape.
Then he killed her.
He strangled her while her 2-year-old daughter was still in the home.
Possibly she was out in the living room watching cartoons. Possibly she heard what was going on.
All the prosecutors know for sure is that Darius doused the little girl's mother with lighter fluid and set her aflame.
Others in an apartment complex who could die and their children. He's not focused on that. He doesn't care about that. He only cares about escaping this situation.
But in his hurry to escape, Darius made a mistake.
As he left the bedroom where Shaniqua lay dead, he closed the door behind him.
Oxygen is necessary for a fire to burn hot and to burn long.
Closing the door, cut off the oxygen to the fire so the fire could no longer breathe.
Which was why there was only white smoke in the hallway and not a raging inferno.
Darius had to have been shocked when he returned to the apartment.
He fully expected to get back to the apartment in flames.
But with Shaniqua already dead inside, there was no turning back.
911, what is your emergency?
My apartment's on fire. My girlfriend's inside.
When it's the defense's turn, they stick to Darius's story.
He simply came home and found the apartment on fire.
He had nothing to do with it.
They claimed the fact that he bought the lighter fluid and tape a little over an hour before is nothing but a coincidence.
But the jury doesn't believe in coincidences any more than the detectives did.
The jury finds Darius Robinson guilty on 2 counts of murder.
Darius Robinson was sentenced to death in the murder of Shaniqua Hall and her unborn baby.
Darius getting the death sentence may feel like justice initially, but the reality is that there's never enough justice when someone you love is taken in such a terrible, violent way.
This is something that should have never happened.
There were so many more options that Darius could have taken. He could have allowed that child to be born.
Instead, he's in prison. And his surviving daughter is left to suffer the consequences of his selfish action.
I think about this young girl growing up and then understanding one day how her mother died and why her mother died. And I hope that she will know that even though she has difficult days ahead as she grows without a mother, that she will always be loved and that her mother is still with her and loving her.
They were a young couple staying true to themselves.
She embraced who she was.
Despite what society may have said, he loved her.
She felt so secure in their relationship.
Until they suddenly disappeared.
Their friends hadn't heard from them, had been calling them, and no one was answering. Something was wrong.
They decide they're gonna go inside the house.
And what's inside is worse than anyone imagined.
Both suffer gunshot wounds to their head.
She's been missing for about a week.
Friends can't believe what happened.
The body was so badly decomposed.
Was it a crime of passion?
This was not a premeditated crime.
No large ticket items were missing.
Or a calculated hate crime?
Within the Deep South.
We are not as progressive with LGBTQ plus rights.
Or were hate and passion intertwined?
It was a deep secret.
He would be what you call a down low boy.
February 14th, 2013. It's Valentine's Day in Metairie, Louisiana, a suburban community just
To be honest, there's multiple parades, multiple balls.
That incessant round of parades and parties are what brings 3 friends of Milan Boudreaux out to Metairie 2 days after Fat Tuesday.
Milan had been a no-show at several events that week during Mardi Gras.
Friends were concerned that they hadn't heard from her in over a week.
she wasn't answering or returning their calls either.
It was radio silence, which is completely unlike their relationship.
Something clearly is wrong. So on this particular day, they say, you know what, we're gonna go to the house. Milan!
But there's no answer.
Maybe she went somewhere. Well, then why didn't she answer her phone?
Milan's vehicle was missing from the parking lot.
Let's try and call the apartment complex.
They contacted the property manager, and she was not available.
Then they noticed a maintenance man at the neighboring apartment, and they asked him to let them in.
When they talked to the maintenance man, he said he didn't have a key.
But he did know a way inside.
The maintenance man suggested that they try the sliding door.
So they ended up hopping the fence.
It's stuck.
There was a PVC pipe or something blocking the door.
Let me try.
They were able to jimmy it open.
They were taken back by the smell.
Milan?
But much worse awaits them inside.
They found Milan laying on the ground in the apartment.
"26-year-old Milan Boudreau had been living her best life.
She was someone that everyone loved. Quirky, clever, funny, just someone you want to be around all the time.
But getting there hadn't been easy.
Milan was born Morris Alexander. She had a very difficult time growing up as a transgender woman in the South. However, Milan put on a brave face. She walked with pride. She embraced who she was.
And she had a knack for bringing that confidence out in others.
Milan was a stylist. She loved to help others look good. It was her passion.
So, of course, she had all the fashion trends on lock, and she had the hair on point, nails on point, makeup on point.
She was also very active in New Orleans' club scene.
It's a place where people can freely express themselves and do not have to worry about judgment and ridicule for their personal beliefs and their sexual orientation.
She loved the New Orleans nightlife and had a very close-knit friendship group.
However, Milan's life wasn't all play.
She was taking classes at Southern University in New Orleans.
And through it all, she had the loving support of her longtime friend, Akeem.
Akeem and Milan were best friends.
They'd grown up together in New Orleans in this tight-knit group of friends, but the two were like night and day.
Milan was the girl's girl, the fashionista, but Akeem was a guy's guy. He was on the football team, he loved his sports.
They were polar opposite.
But eventually, those opposites did attract.
You sure about this?
What do you mean?
You know.
Come on, Milan. It's me.
Despite what society may have said or the pressures they may have felt, Akeem didn't have a problem with it.
Akeem was not embarrassed about his relationship with Milan. He was very, very, very proud of who she was and who they were.
He loved her, appreciated her, and wanted to be with her. So it was natural that they came together to become a couple.
Once they were official, Milan moved into Akeem's apartment in suburban Metairie.
Akeem was actually the one who suggested that Milan move in with him. And Milan even went as far as taking Akeem's last name because she felt so secure in their relationship.
Although it wasn't yet legal, they essentially considered themselves married.
This relationship was on its way to a bright future.
But now, after being unable to reach Milan for more than a week, Friends have found her dead body inside her and Akeem's suburban New Orleans home.
Milan's friend, Celeste, she calls 911, and the audio of that call, it is heartbreaking.
She's been missing for about a week. Ever since the beginning of this week, so a group of us decided to come over here and turn in their dead. Let me get somebody over here.
Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputies respond to the scene.
Our farm was out in the boondocks.
It's a rural farming
The person was
town.
deceased inside, so it's
He loved
considered a
his
coastal
fishing.
call.
He loved
Officers
hunting.
are basically on deck.
But when it
We
came
go
to
in,
romance,
we see
he
what we
never
have,
quite
we
hit
clear
the
the
target.
house, make sure nobody else is
He
inside.
just couldn't find the
But
right
as the
person.
deputies move
He'd
through
been
the
married
apartment,
and divorced
they make
3
another
times.
gruesome discovery.
They find
And he would
another
never
dead
get
body.
another chance.
This man was murdered in his bed.
Shot with a shotgun at close range.
It was execution style.
Was it simply a robbery gone horribly wrong?
In a rural area, people don't lock their front door.
After
But why would they
spending
have
most of her
targeted my
life
brother
struggling
out of
with
the blue?
discrimination over
Wouldn't
her
make any sense.
identity, Milan Boudreaux had found love with her
of an
best
elaborate
friend,
plot.
Akeem.
Milan and Akeem established a relationship.
Put it on me.
People like seeing
With
them together,
toxic
and his
relationships,
family says
it's
that
very
he was
difficult to
happy.
get out.
They were a very loving couple.
But now, after Milan and Akeem have been missing for over a week, Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputies have discovered 2 dead bodies inside the couple's suburban New Orleans apartment. March 24th,
They knew that they had
2000.
been there for quite some
It's
time
Friday
because of how
morning in
badly
Atchison, Kansas,
decomposed they were.
a town of 10,000,
They
an
were almost
hour northwest
unidentifiable. They
of
were so
Kansas City.
decomposed.
Atchison is a pretty small
So you can
town
just imagine
compared
how
to Kansas
terrible that
City.
scene must
Mostly
have
a
been.
farming, rural area. People know their neighbors and
After
are
deputies
involved
secure the
with
scene, homicide detectives arrive to begin their investigation.
They were trying to determine what went wrong in this apartment.
There's speculation as to what occurred. Is it a murder-suicide? Is it a home invasion?
Based on the condition of the apartment, a home invasion appears unlikely.
There were no signs of forced entry.
They were also able to rule out that this was a robbery.
No large ticket items were missing.
However, neither victim had a cell phone on them.
And while the detectives suspect the victims are Milan and Akeem, what happened inside the apartment is less clear.
Due to how badly the bodies were decomposed, they were unable to tell on scene exactly the cause of death.
Although there are some clues.
There was a .380 shell casing found at the scene.
And there was no gun found anywhere in the apartment.
Detectives were able to rule out a murder-suicide.
Jefferson Parish are now investigating this as a double homicide.
While the medical examiner's crew removes the bodies in order to confirm their identities and determine exactly how they died, detectives speak with Milan and Akeem's friends, Scott and Brandon.
Milan's friend Celeste was too distraught to give her statement at the scene. She was devastated. This woman was looking for her friend and then found her in this state.
The detectives begin by trying to establish a timeline to determine when the murders occurred.
The state of these bodies, they were so badly decomposed, told them it had been quite a while.
When was the last time you saw Milan? Monday night at a club. About what time? About 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
That would be the early morning hours of February 5th. So that was 9 days before the bodies were discovered.
All right, why did you go over there today? I called several times and several of the friends called also. Everyone was getting word.
Both Milan and Akeem were very active in their friend groups and their communities. This wasn't like them to just disappear.
In fact, Scott says he'd been so worried he'd dropped by the apartment on Monday.
And that was the 11th, 3 days before they found the bodies.
I didn't knock on the door because I didn't see a car.
He thought, okay, maybe they're out of town.
When people go missing, there are lots of different possibilities of why they went missing, whether they just want to get away from life stress, their environment.
But after several more days with no word from Milan, Scott, Celeste, and Brandon had decided to try again.
They had a very strong feeling that something was wrong.
But when they got there, her car was still gone.
Maybe she went somewhere.
They got no answer on the door.
The front door was locked, and that's when we set out. I talked to the manager.
That didn't work. So when the maintenance man suggested that they try the sliding door, they did not hesitate.
We said, let's do it, because we both worried. Like, we don't go a day without really talking to her.
But Scott is still in shock from the horrific scene they encountered inside the apartment.
The friends can't believe what happened. They have no reason to think their friends would be dead like this.
Any idea who would have dug them home?
No, ma'am.
This was a couple who didn't appear to have any enemies. Thank you for your
And the crime scene has left detectives little to work with.
They had one shell casing, that was it.
However, what's missing from the scene may be just as important for the investigation.
Their car was not in the parking lot.
Where could this vehicle be? Maybe the killer had made off with Milan and Akeem's car.
Hoping it could lead them to the killer, detectives issue a be on the lookout for the vehicle.
At this point, detectives were grasping at straws.
Although when detectives receive the autopsy results, they do at least confirm that the victims are indeed Milan and Akeem.
The autopsy also confirmed how they died.
Milan and Akeem both suffered with gunshot wounds to their head.
They'd both been shot execution style.
Akeem had been shot in the side of his head.
The angle of Milan's wounds suggested that she was in front of the attacker when she was shot.
But who would want to execute the couple? With little else to go on, the detectives start digging into Milan and Akeem's past.
They wanted to know who are these people affiliated with and what would lead to this crime.
It was possible that only one of them was the killer's target and the other was just collateral damage.
When the detectives run Akeem's name through their database, something pops.
Akeem was on probation for a marijuana charge.
Are they looking at a drug deal gone bad?
Or was it possible Milan was the target?
Looking into her background, the detectives discovered that Milan had been on probation, but it was not for selling drugs. It was for selling herself.
Detectives investigating the deaths of Milan and Akeem Boudreaux have uncovered information that may have contributed to the couple's execution-style murders.
Akeem was on probation for a marijuana charge, and Milan was a sex worker.
Milan was arrested 8 months prior for prostitution, and she was also on probation.
And now detectives wonder if either could have been a factor in the murders.
Are they looking at someone who was upset about a drug deal?
Or was the killer one of Milan's clients?
Sex work is a very dangerous line of work because those who do sex work are less likely to report sexual harassment, assault, and stalking.
You can imagine for detectives that the sky is the limit here.
Hoping to learn more about the couple's illegal activities, the detectives reach out to more people in Milan and Akeem's circle of friends.
Their friends admit that Akeem had been selling weed on a small scale.
They needed money to support their living.
Friends say that Milan had turned to sex work for much of the same reason.
Trans women are likely to experience hiring or workplace discrimination. This can make it extremely difficult to get a job and keep a job.
And since Milan was also paying for school, the money she made at the salon wasn't always enough.
Many trans women are forced to do sex work because they have no other way of making a living.
Milan would meet up with gentlemen from Backpage.
Backpage was a classified advertising website that was shut down in 2018 by the Justice Department for facilitating prostitution.
It might have not been the ideal thing to do, but they were young, in love, and they needed money.
And in light of the inherent danger of sex work, friends say the couple took precautions.
That's him.
I'll be in the bedroom. Be careful.
For her safety, the arrangement between Akeem and Milan was to take these appointments at their home.
But now detectives wonder if those precautions had led to a double homicide.
Now, if the killer was a client, that would explain why Milan was killed in the hallway and Akeem was killed in the bedroom.
Hoping the mystery client may have contacted Milan to schedule the appointment, the detectives subpoena her cell phone records.
That might also explain why her phone was missing. The killer might have taken it, thinking that their number would show up in the call or text logs.
Then, while waiting for the phone records, detectives receive a call from Milan's mother.
Homicide.
After the police released the crime scene, she and Akeem's family started cleaning out the apartment.
Yeah, we were cleaning out their things and I noticed something.
Milan's mom realizes her laptop is missing.
It wasn't on the list that you gave us. Did you guys take it into evidence? No, ma'am.
So now there's no car, there's no cell phone, there's no laptop.
Detectives assume the killer took it for the same reason they may have taken her phone.
Since Milan was advertising via an internet site, the computer may contain information leading to the killer.
But when they receive Milan's phone records, they don't get detectives any closer to identifying a suspect.
The calls and texts Milan made prior to her death were only to her friends and family. So she must have been using email or a texting app to talk to clients.
With her phone a dead end, the detectives focus on Milan's missing car.
Detective, can you come look at this?
They pulled traffic footage from the area around Milan's apartment, and they see Milan's car.
On the video, it appears to be traveling away from the apartment.
The timestamp was February 5th at 9 p.m.
The detectives are convinced that the killer had made off with Milan and Akeem's car.
But if detectives can find it, will it lead them to Milan and Akeem's killer? On February 16th, 2 days after friends found Milan and Akeem's dead bodies inside their apartment, police in Baton Rouge respond to a domestic disturbance call.
Baton Rouge is about 80 miles outside of New Orleans.
Get in the car. Get in the car. They were called out to a domestic violence altercation in the middle of the street.
When the police arrive, they find a man beating a woman outside a car that's stopped in the street.
Once he realizes the police are there, the man tries to make a run for it.
Hey, stop.
He doesn't get very far. Police catch him.
The man's name is Melvin Miller.
The woman he was assaulting was his girlfriend, Sienna Hampton.
Put your hands behind your back.
But will an assault charge be the only thing Melvin's facing?
When the police run his tags, they find something really suspicious. He was driving a dead woman's car.
2 days after friends found Milan and Akeem Boudreaux's dead bodies inside the couple's suburban New Orleans apartment, there may be a breakthrough in the case.
Police in Baton Rouge have reached out to Jefferson Parish, letting them know they have a man in custody who has possession of Milan's vehicle.
Thank you. They found the car. We gotta go.
Jefferson Parish detectives immediately make the hour-and-a-half drive to Baton Rouge.
Time now is 4:20 a.m. I'm speaking with Mr. Melvin Miller.
They have questions for this man. They want to know why a man in Baton Rouge is driving Milan's car.
But when they ask him how he ended up with Milan's car, Melvin says he had no idea it was stolen.
Melvin stated that he had bought the vehicle off a gentleman at a gas station on Plank Road in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, with the for sale sign in it?
Yes, ma'am.
Melvin said that while he was looking at the car, a man approached him and started negotiating a price.
He gave me how much I had, like $800. Okay.
He says he handed over the $800, and the man had simply given him the keys.
Did you get a bill of sale or anything?
No, ma'am.
The title?
No, ma'am.
In fact, Melvin said he didn't even get the man's name.
He said he seemed to be in his 20s, he had dreadlocks.
You didn't get a phone number on him?
No, ma'am. I ain't have no phone.
Melvin had an answer for everything.
But the detectives have their doubts.
You trust him enough to give him $800 and not get a piece of paper?
Yes.
What if he came back and said, I want my car?
Melvin claims the man selling the vehicle was not going to come back for the vehicle, and it was most likely just going to be his.
He says the car was probably what's known as a rock rental.
A rock rental is you renting this car from the person that owes you drug money. So since they don't have the money for their drugs that they're getting from you, you take their car until they're able to pay you your money.
It's essentially collateral. If you don't pay up, the dealer will sell the car to recover some of the money that you owe.
Or could there be another reason the man was so eager to sell the car?
Maybe it tied him to the murder.
Still, before the detectives look into the mysterious young man with the dreadlocks, they'll need to rule out Melvin as a suspect.
You weren't in New Orleans or Jefferson Parish or that area the week after Super Bowl?
No, ma'am.
Or last week, Mardi Gras or anything?
No, ma'am.
Melvin swore that he had not been in New Orleans in weeks, and that he was actually out of town the night of February 5th.
Okay, where did you go?
To Texas.
Texas?
Uh-huh.
Melvin tells detectives he'd taken a bus to Dallas.
What bus?
The Greyhound bus.
You still have the ticket?
No, ma'am.
It's at this point Melvin's alibi begins to get a little bit shaky.
You got the ticket in your name? What name did you use to get the ticket?
Somebody else's name. I ain't want my girl to know that she don't like me leaving town. My girl, that's why.
Melvin told investigators that he was going to see another female in the Dallas area.
Okay. All right, but you didn't go to New Orleans?
No, I didn't be making New Orleans.
Okay. And you didn't get that car in New Orleans?
No.
He started to get defensive, asking the detectives why they were so interested in his new car.
That's when detectives drop the bombshell.
The car you're in belongs to somebody that's dead.
All right.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here. The person who owned the car was murdered, and the car was taken.
Oh.
At that point, Melvin Miller then asked for a lawyer.
You want to end the interview and get a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
However, while asking for an attorney allows Melvin to stop the interview, it doesn't keep him out of jail.
Investigators are able to hold him on a parole violation of possession of stolen property, which would be Milan Boudreaux's vehicle.
For the moment, they don't have enough evidence to charge him with murder.
Although when the detectives start digging into Melvin's alibi, they soon sense they're on the right track.
The first thing that investigators looked into was the woman in Dallas.
There wasn't a woman in Dallas, Texas with the name that he gave.
Canvassing the gas stations on Plank Road is also a dead end.
There is no evidence to support Melvin's story about buying the car.
Nothing was adding up.
It quickly becomes evident that Melvin Miller is not telling the truth.
However, there is still one thing missing.
Detectives hadn't been able to place Melvin anywhere near New Orleans at the time of the murder.
But will that change when the detectives receive an urgent call on February 19th?
That's 3 days after the Baton Rouge police had caught Melvin with Milan's stolen car.
Okay, why don't...
While Melvin is being held for that parole violation, and the story about Akeem and Milan Boudreaux's murders are all over the news, they receive a tip from a friend of Milan's.
Milan's friend is a trans woman named Christine Harper.
She says she has important information for the detectives, so they bring her in for an interview.
My friend said that they caught a guy in Baton Rouge with Milan's car, that he's in jail. She said the guy has a tongue ring.
Christine says she knew exactly who her friend was talking about.
She said that it immediately came to my mind, the guy is Melvin Miller.
Christine told investigators that she had been talking to Melvin through Facebook, and he had expressed interest in her.
He was a guy that had a thing for trans women.
A little over 2 weeks ago, they tried to arrange a meeting.
Christine says she and Melvin never did hook up. But the date of the abortive encounter does catch the detectives' attention.
They were supposed to meet up on February 5th.
So that's Tuesday after Super Bowl.
Yes.
That's the day Milan and Akeem were murdered. And according to Christine, Melvin was in New Orleans.
He specifically told me that he was on Canal Street.
A friend of Milan Boudreaux has just told detectives that Melvin Miller, the man detectives suspect killed the 26-year-old and her boyfriend Akeem, was in New Orleans at the time of the murders.
Christine received a message from Melvin saying that he was going to be on a Swift bus coming into town to see some friends in the New Orleans area, and he wanted to come by and hook up.
She said they mostly communicated over Facebook or KIK Messenger.
It's like a free messenger app.
Unlike regular text messages, KIK would leave no regular text messages on someone's cell records.
However, according to Christine, Melvin did call her once, on the day of the murder, to tell her he was in New Orleans.
I thought I would have to pick him up from the bus station, but he already said he was here.
Now Melvin's been caught in another lie.
Not only did he say he hadn't been to New Orleans, he also told detectives he didn't have a phone.
Yeah, did he give you the impression he was going to come over and see you?
Yes, he did.
But according to Christine, Melvin never showed.
I was like, just forget it. Yeah. Lose my number and delete.
However, while Melvin didn't hook up with Christine that Tuesday, the detectives suspect he continued looking for a good time while he was in New Orleans.
If he was looking to meet up with a trans woman, he might have had an appointment with Milan.
And it looks far more likely when the detectives show Christine a photo lineup that includes Melvin's mugshot.
Christine picks Melvin out of the lineup, saying, "That's the guy."
That's him. That's him. This one right here? Yes. All right.
But is it enough for an arrest?
Melvin only told Christine he was in New Orleans. She never actually saw him there.
All right, thank you.
Looking for confirmation, detectives subpoena Melvin's cell phone records.
Investigators subpoenaed the cell phone records to be able to pull his geographical location.
What they find is damning.
Once the records are turned over, investigators find out that Melvin was indeed in the area on February 5th.
His phone pinged off a tower about a mile away from Milan and Akeem's apartment.
And thanks to Christine's story, detectives have a pretty good guess why he was there.
Melvin was trying to link up with Milan for a sex date.
However, while the phone records put Melvin at the scene of the crime, there is still a piece missing.
Detectives don't have a murder weapon.
Hoping to get a lead on it, the detectives head back to Baton Rouge to talk to Melvin's girlfriend, Sienna Hampton.
Sienna's the woman Melvin had been assaulting when they found him with Milan's car.
When detectives meet with her, they learn she is also transgender.
We want to start off, who is your boyfriend?
My boyfriend is Melvin Miller.
And you're in a dating type relationship?
Yeah, I guess he will be what you call a down low boy, and we have been having a down low relationship for the last 10 months.
Down low means that someone is hiding a part of themselves that they are ashamed to reveal to the rest of the world.
He tried to hide her from his friends, and he didn't like for anyone to know that he was dealing with anyone that was trans.
Sienna confirms Melvin left town on the morning of February 5th.
He wasn't supposed to be leaving Baton Rouge. That's the thing. He lied and said he was about to go by one of his friends' house, and I realized he had to took an overnight stay.
According to Sienna, Melvin was back the next day with a new car.
What did he tell you about the car? How you got a car?
Melvin advised that he got it from a friend.
His friend let Melvin drive the car back to Baton Rouge, and Melvin was supposed to bring the car back or whatever. As days go by, Melvin continued to have the car.
Sienna also tells detectives that the car wasn't all Melvin brought back from New Orleans.
A laptop computer?
Yeah.
And an iPhone 4?
Right.
Clearly, those had to be Milan's missing phone and computer.
Where the phone and laptop are now, Sienna doesn't know.
He tried to sell it to random people in the neighborhood.
Even without the actual devices, Sienna's story strengthened the case against Melvin.
We got phone records showing that Melvin was right outside the Metairie home. We also have Melvin in possession of Milan's car, in possession of Milan's cell phone and her laptop. So law enforcement has a compelling case.
And thanks to Sienna, it's about to get even stronger.
She tells the detectives that Melvin had a gun.
He stole the gun from a friend of his.
According to Sienna, he had it with him when he went to New Orleans.
How you know?
Because he came home, he unpacked it, put it back on the shelf.
When detectives interview Melvin Miller's girlfriend, Sienna, she reveals that the 23-year-old had taken a gun to New Orleans the day someone shot and killed Milan and Akeem Boudreaux.
When he left for New Orleans, he had a gun with him?
Yeah, I realized that he had to took the gun out of the house because the gun was not at the top of the closet.
Sienna says he stores his silver handgun on the top of his closet.
But was it the murder weapon?
You know the difference between a revolver and a pistol?
Yes, I do.
Okay, was it a revolver or a pistol?
No, it's not a revolver. It's like an automatic.
Okay, is it bigger than my gun?
No, it's smaller than your gun.
While Sienna didn't know the exact caliber of the gun, her description is consistent with the murder weapon.
After talking to Sienna, the detectives secure a warrant to search the apartment she shares with Melvin.
During the search, they were unable to find any trace of a handgun, so they believe Melvin must have gotten rid of it.
Failing to find the murder weapon is a disappointment for detectives.
There was no direct evidence tying Melvin to this crime.
However, it isn't enough to stop them from charging him with murder.
Melvin is charged with second-degree murder for the killing of Milan Boudreaux and Akeem Boudreaux.
When the case goes to trial, the prosecutors argue that Melvin had gone to Milan's on the evening of February 5th looking for sex.
Prosecutors believe that this was not a premeditated crime.
If anything, murder was the last thing that Melvin had in mind.
Way more prettier than the pictures.
She's funny.
Prosecutors theorized that Melvin assumed he would be alone with Milan.
But he soon realized that wasn't the case.
Sorry, I'll give y'all some space.
Who's that?
Melvin had no reason to know that Akeem would be there
Oh, that's my boyfriend. Let's go with it.
No, I'm not cool with that.
Melvin was shocked to see that Akeem was there and got upset.
According to Sienna, Melvin's attraction to trans women was a deep secret.
I'm not cool with that.
One he would do anything to protect.
I'm not cool. Oh my God.
He ended up shooting Milan Boudreaux first. And then he went on and killed Akeem Boudreaux in their bedroom.
Hold on, what happened?
According to the prosecution, Melvin killed Milan and Akeem to protect his secret.
Prosecutors suspect Melvin took Milan's phone and computer for the same reason.
If they've been in contact on messaging apps, that info could be on either device.
And then he took Milan's car and drove back to Baton Rouge.
He was still driving the car almost 2 weeks after the murder.
When it's the defense's turn, they argue that there's a perfectly innocent explanation for why Melvin had Milan's car.
The defense stands by Melvin's original story that he bought the car from a man with dreadlocks at a gas station in Baton Rouge, and that he was the actual killer, not Melvin.
We had no witnesses saying that Melvin committed these crimes. We had no video evidence to show that Melvin went in the house. It was purely circumstantial.
But will that be enough to raise reasonable doubt with the jury?
The jurors find Melvin guilty on 2 counts of second-degree murder.
He's sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Not that any amount of time can make up for everything Melvin destroyed in his moment of panic.
Milan and Akeem lost their lives, mainly because Melvin didn't want to express his true identity, or he didn't want people to know what his sexual preference was.
Marginalization, systemic oppression, hate crimes, all of these things matter because it trickles down to the individual person or the
More than
individual
her fair
people.
share of struggles in life.
It's a shame that Melvin couldn't live his truth. And because of that, he took the lives of 2 people who did live their truth.